Hey everybody, welcome back, Boy Meets World fans. Thanks for being here. Give a like and subscribe if you're so inclined. Either way, glad you're here. We're talking about Season 1, Episode 20, The Play's the Thing. Mr. Feeney asking everyone to let out their most agonizing groan. It's time to do the yearly play. And Sean will be a spirit carrier because the fewest lines to memorize. I like it when he's like, oh, and Topanga, you'll be Ophelia. She goes quite insane. Corey's like, Topanga insane? What a stretch. And here comes the more Topanga that we know, because she says, if we were a less evolved person, I'd say cram it, Brillo head. Oh, poor Mink is only getting 48 lines. And Hamlet will be a person that gets on people's nerves and never shuts up. And everyone looks at Corey. This is the miniature golf episode, and Eric's asking Corey for money because his salary got cut at the market. And he says, well, if you give me money, I'll take a dive on the tournament. Hey, me and Mom don't need your help. Yeah, you do. Corey is saying, who wrote this garbage about Shakespeare and Hamlet? Can I just stop whining and get to stab someone? It's kind of funny because I think this was like their Christmas episode this year. For that season, and I like his reference to the Bruce Willis shooting, falling out of building, a skyscraper. That's a Christmas movie, Die Hard. Wow, Corey's like, maybe if this guy Hamlet had wore pants, he could have made a decision or two. Topanga says, is that a sexist comment? And Corey says, that's what I was aiming for. And Sean says, don't listen to her, Corey, her dad sews. And you hear the audience go, oh, like they're conflicted on that one. Corey drops out and he thinks, Mr. Feeney's got to cave to my demands because who else will he find to play Hamlet? And here comes Minkus. The golf tournament gets canceled because even Dad's pay got cut. And Corey doesn't understand because you're the boss, Dad. You can do whatever you want. And Corey, coming off of his high of quitting the play, says, throw your weight around, Dad. It feels good. Okay, so Amy does establish that Corey's 12, so his non-birthday was 12, not 13. And Alan is contemplating talking to the big boss. Okay, when Amy walks away, he had the melon that he was talking to, pretending it was his boss. Because let me show you what I've always wanted to do. And he lets the melon fall and it splats. And then he walks away. He doesn't even clean it up. Sean, all decked out in his costume, pretending to die, saying Feeney says it's his favorite part of the play. Minkus is doing bad. He's stinking up the play. Sean asks for Corey a favor to come back, and Corey doesn't want to back down. He says, if you don't like the play, why don't you quit, Sean? I can't. My dad's coming to see the play. Your dad's coming to see you die? Apparently a lot of people are looking forward to that. Mink is not wearing his glasses. And almost falling off the stage. And why does Minkus have his foot on Topanga as she's like pretending to be dead? It's like, in his accent, his terrible accent. Corey offers to Mr. Feeney, okay, I'll come back. And he says no. Minkus may not be great, but I have my Hamlet. And, then he starts acting out Hamlet and totally pulling Bill's, theater background and kind of stunning Corey with this scene from Hamlet. Corey's now freaked out. He's like, why did Dad go down to talk to his boss? He could lose his job. And Eric's like, oh, great. If Dad gets fired, they won't keep me. You've destroyed the whole family. Alan says he talked to his boss, and no, he didn't get the raise back, but he still has his job, and Goofy Golf appeared in their backyard, so now they don't have to take the road trip, and Alan may have cheated a little on on some of the golf exhibits, but, they're trying to win, I guess, because Eric and Amy are quite the golfing force. And in the end credits scene, we see them all in the play. Corey's a spear holder, and he's talking the other guy who doesn't seem to be thrilled about his role. Yeah, live your part, man. So he goes and pops the gut on Sean, and everybody breaks out into fight, and they all get pushed off the stage by Corey, who does a silly dance. Very Corey-esque. So we're talking about the Plays the Thing podcast. I could totally see them throwing out the first pitch for the Phillies. That would fit. Yes, if you do a Chubby's pop-up, it has to have good food, guys. Sorry, writer. I like hearing them talk about food, too. Oh my god, Will ate 17 hamburgers in one sitting. Wow. Okay, eating contests sound really horrific. I mean, more power to anybody that can do it, but yeah, I'd have to say, like, I don't think I would be too keen on watching that. It sounds like a traumatic experience. So there's a reality show about people who raise show chickens, like show dogs. They really will make a reality show out of anything. Ah, so it looks like this is an episode that all three of them enjoyed, and Ryder seems to remember the most of this episode. Once again, I agree with Will. I liked when Topanga called Corey a Brillo head. Yeah, the golf course popping up in the background, on the backyard, side yard. That was a little odd because I personally thought he maybe took it from work. I didn't think he built it because, yeah, how would he have time for that? Yeah, Allowance Boy was very lackluster. Wow, Ryder had to wear wigs. Crazy. Eric begging Corey for money was silly. Set people, they work hard behind the scenes and they probably don't get a lot of credit. Yes, Topanga's Ophelia costume could have been something that Topanga, the character, would have worn on a regular day. Yeah, it's true. When Topanga calls Corey out on the sexist joke and he owns it, I think his owning it is what makes it more acceptable. But the sewing joke, I don't think that landed with anybody. Yeah, Scandinavian accent for Minkus was pretty hilarious. Lee is so committed, such a professional, even as a kid. He just made everything work. Come on, Will, you know why they took Lee off the show. The trajectory of Corey and Topanga and Sean and Corey really took over on the second season. And it really wouldn't have worked so much with Lee. But he was amazing. That's true. I think Boy Meets World did do a better job than other sitcoms when it came to addressing money and, like, you know, just that kind of reality. Maybe not directly, but always. But, like, it did have a sense of reality to it. I agree with Ryder's wife. Too many patterns. Because, seriously, that was the 90s, man. The floral thing was in.
No, I didn't.
Kids really do think they know everything. And Corey displays that kind of well in this episode with telling his grown father to go talk to his boss. Oh my god, they're right! The moonlight. The Hamlet-esque feel of Alan's talk with Bob. The melon head in place of the skull. Ah! Yeah, I didn't catch that either. It was a weird looking cantaloupe. Oh, might have been supposed to look like a skull. Yeah, that whole leaving the melon on the floor was just crazy. I always make my bed too, Will. It is nice to see Sean take responsibility and, like, actually enjoy a school function in this episode. Chet is kind of a shady melon. Oh yes, Will makes a good point. Minkus did show that he was not great at something for one. I can totally see Danielle saying, I can't work like this on the regular. William Daniels doing Shakespeare. It makes this whole episode even better. Corey saying that being in the play was like being a dad, and Rusty's like, no. And Corey's like, yeah, no, it's not. Exactly. I did notice the sign saying Corey's, like making it Corey's golf course. And yeah, it's kind of silly that Rusty would be okay with cheating. But then with their family competitiveness, I kind of feel like they thought that was the only way they had a shot of winning, which really isn't winning. Aw, poor Will. He's like, look at me, TV dad, I cry too. I love that Indy had a excited physical response to the little play fight at the end. I think their shirt should say, don't trust the Shady Melon. So maybe this episode was brought to us by Shady Melon. Anywho, that was this one. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. Love you all. Video dismissed.